So Brad and I actually just finished filming another video for our blog, and as usual we got into talking, and Brad's always got some really interesting things to say. It always makes me kind of put my perspective in life, and his whole thing is, I don't know if it's just a recent thing, but he's on this like non-conformity kick right now, and he wants to talk a lot about it. But it's cool because I think that's a big reason for a lot of the success he's had in his life, and so we were laughing quite a bit talking about this topic. I'll let you kind of explain the story, but basically, picture yourself in line at a store, and I'm one of these people, where I'll get in the line, and I'm four or five people back, and I'm waiting to pay for my thing, and then a new cashier opens up and goes, "I'll take the next person," and I'll be like, I'll offer the person in front of me to go, and then there's always, of course, some guy that comes along and hops and grabs it, and I'm sitting there steaming, mad that guy took it, but I'm mad at his rudeness. I've never really thought about me being mad at myself for not taking action. And Brad, I just found out, is that dude.
I'm the guy. I'm that guy.
So why do you do it?
I do it because I believe in, I believe in some social rules. I think some social rules make sense. And when we had a brief talk about this before we started with the video, and one of the things that you brought up was you kind of compared it to taking a seat from an old lady on a bus, which is something I would never do because I don't ride the bus. No. I would never take the last seat on the bus from anybody. I'm not that type of a person. I would stand on the bus. There's a difference between human courtesy and taking an opportunity in my book.
Right.
And in my world, if I'm standing behind you in line at a grocery store or at Home Depot or at some other place where there's multiple checkouts, the bank, whatever it might be, and a new cashier opens up and says, "Can I help the next person?" To me, the next person is the first person that shows up in line at the cash register. Whether I'm standing behind you or not, I'm going to beeline to that cash register, and I'm going to be the first or maybe the second person in line. And the way I look at it is I look at it in a couple of ways. Opportunities are taken, not given, in my book. And so when an opportunity is presented to you, you jump at it. And that's an opportunity in my book. That's an opportunity for me to save time in a line at a grocery store. And the person who's in the line already isn't really losing anything because they're already in line. They're invested in that timeline to some degree.
True. Like you've already assumed you're going to be waiting for those people. So
yeah,
I'm struggling with this because I don't know if I can be that guy yet. But I can see what he's saying. Like the whole jumping at the opportunity.
Yes,
it's kind of interesting. I don't know what you do.
And the thing is that the guy like you that gets angry, unfortunately, all you get is angry.
I do. I steam about it for like an hour usually, actually.
So I save 10 minutes of my day, and I don't think twice about how it makes you feel, and you spend an hour steaming about it. So who wins in that social situation?
That's a good point.
I saved time in the store. You got mad and let it affect you. So maybe for you, the lesson is to be more willing to break some social rules. I'll give you one more social rule that I break.
Just before you do, though, yeah. I think about the old lady on the bus, and in my head, I still internalize it as if I jump that cash register, it's just as bad as me taking the seat from the old lady. I don't know where I stand, and people watching, I'm sure there's people on both sides of the fence, but it's almost like I do agree with the whole jumping at the opportunity. Maybe it's just a matter of stretching my comfort zone. I think it's going to come down to personal beliefs and morals, but think about it, I guess, versus the opportunity versus your belief in whether it's wrong or right, and you'll have to make the decision for yourself. I might have to try it just to see how I feel, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know where I stand.
They're small social rules. These aren't. Yeah. Nobody's written a book to say. There's no 10 commandments of grocery store lines, or there is no law that says that you have to let the guy in front of you go in front of you in the next checkout. So we take advantage of these little opportunities as they're given to us. And so while we're on the topic of social rules, I thought I'd mention one more. I break a lot of social rules, and some of my friends don't like it. Some of my friends think it's great, and so sometimes I get into little fights with people or whatever because I'm willing to do things that other people aren't willing to do. So a little thing, and to me it just kind of hit me once because I do a lot of traveling. So I spend a lot of time, in the U.S. or in Europe or other places where I'm going to trade shows. I'm always, in these touristy destinations. Like I've been to Las Vegas 30 times in the last, maybe 12 years. And so there's a lot of tourists in Las Vegas. And the first couple of times I'd be in Las Vegas, I'd be walking down the sidewalk and there'd be, this couple, and there'd be a woman standing up against the fountain, and the husband, would have a camera, and he's taking the picture of her. And everybody stops and respects people taking pictures of each other, I just walk right through because
you're on the sidewalk.
Yeah, your photograph is not important to me, right? And again, social rule, I know, but it's not important to me. I don't care about your photograph. And we're now in the digital age, so if you get a picture of the side of my head and my ear, then you take another photo. It doesn't cost you anything. So, from my perspective, I don't really respect the camera line anymore because if you actually counted the number of times you'd have to stop in a place like Las Vegas every time someone was taking a photograph, it would really slow you down.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
So
there's also the other side of it of like holding the door for somebody because it's kind of polite. They've got bags in their hands. But I guess, in a place like Vegas, if you're doing it a lot, maybe you just need to break that rule. Again, I'm on the fence.
Okay, so your comparison, holding the door, I always hold the door for people.
Okay.
So
you're not in that much of a rush then?
I'm a courteous person, and I believe in mutual respect among human beings, but there is I guess I've drawn my own internal lines somewhere to say that these certain things are not as important, or I don't place as much value on the grocery store checkout line or the camera line, if we'll call it that.
Yeah.
But definitely, if I saw someone holding a bunch of bags, I would open the door for them. I would offer to help. I'm compassionate. I see some things as black and white, and other things as gray, I guess.
Yeah. Well, beyond there really wasn't much to say other than this, and maybe give you some ideas about breaking rules. But I had to flip the camera on and ask Brad because it was just too funny to pass up. So thanks for sharing. You've definitely given me some stuff to think about, and I'm sure the people watching too. So
if you're watching this, I'd love to hear what you have to think about social rules. Do you break any of them?
Yeah.
Maybe tell us how you feel about the specific example we've given. Am I an asshole for breaking the grocery store line, or am I an opportunist? What's your opinion on it? What would you think of me if I was behind you in the grocery store and I jumped the line? I want to hear.
I'd still be mad, but I don't know. That's just me.
Or are you the person that does that? Share that with us. I'd love to know.